morning everyone, it's Yvonne back to do your bonus read. Wow, that What's Cracking read was a big one this morning. That was a lot of energy in that reading. Somebody's getting a second chance at something, so that was pretty awesome. Okay, that'd actually be nice, wouldn't it? I'm looking at doing card pulls because I normally do it on a Sunday, but I'm embarking on a new relationship, so I'm thinking that maybe we should do something and I could keep my Sunday free and we could do card pulls during the week, perhaps in the evening or the early morning. So I'm just going to look at some dates to do that rather than doing them on the weekend, so I can free my weekends up a little bit. Alrighty. This is the Gilded Tarot we're using for this reading, Bachira Marchetti. Everybody always remarks how beautiful it is. Look, it's really, my pack is really old and daggy. It's had so much love. But the thing is, you know, sometimes when they get so well loved like this, they're like anything else. They're really, it's like an old pair of jeans. You really don't want to throw them away. And I keep thinking if I have a start with a new deck, I'm not going to love it quite as much as this one. But anyway, I'll just pop it away again and leave it away and then bring it out later. Okay, let's get going on this weekend reading. So it's for the 21st, 22nd and 23rd of February. Well, that's a nice way to start the reading, isn't it, guys? All your ducks in a row. The Ten of Cups is a beautiful card. It talks of having everything you want, everything you need. It's like total happiness, family, wealth, whatever it is you need. But it's like being surrounded in a warm blanket. Everything is in its right place, right time. But we have the moon behind that. So the moon talks about things not quite yet seen, not quite revealed. It can represent Pisces and Cancer, but it's a card of hidden things. So it's the subconscious, it's the moon, something waiting to be seen here. Okay, Seven of Wands coming out. So the Seven of Wands is a card of standing your ground, being stubborn, fighting, being defensive. Fighting for what you think is right, fighting for what you think is good, fighting against others. And then we have the Four of Wands. Well, this is fighting for your happiness here, despite not knowing what you're fighting against or what you're fighting for. You may have been fighting for marriage. You may have been fighting for your happiness. But something is about to come around here to bring this in. So whatever you've been fighting for or fighting against is about to come into better times after perhaps you not seeing what the outcome was going to be. Okay, let's have a look. Four of Pentacles first. So that came out in the What's Cracking read today. So being it's come out in both readings, I want to say to people, if you've been feeling like you've been hanging on to something, and I know I talk about it quite a lot in my readings, and sometimes people say, I don't know what it is I'm hanging on to. So sometimes we keep things within our subconscious, things that we are not aware of, things that are hidden to us, but represent or manifest in behaviours that perhaps aren't really true to who we are. So if as a child you were taught not to speak up in front of people, or children should be seen and not heard, but yet you buried that in your subconscious, as an adult, you might be very reluctant to speak out against people or be outspoken. It may not necessarily be something that you can identify. But whatever this is, it's something that you are holding back on and you're not realizing at this time that you're actually hanging on to it. So it's something the universe is trying to get you to release. So this isn't necessarily something you actually see or know. It may be something that you realize, some sort of realization that you are doing things in a way that probably doesn't serve your best interest. Now, this can be having your heart chakra blocked. It can be about closing yourself off to things, maybe not understanding your true potential. Maybe as a child you were told you wouldn't amount to anything. Maybe as a child you were told you wouldn't go anywhere or get rich or do what you needed to do. Parents don't mean to say those things to us. They try to bring us down to earth. They try to get us to understand the practicalities of life by trying to make sure we don't get hurt. So this is someone making sure they don't get hurt. So maybe you're not taking risks. Maybe you're not opening yourself up to new things. Maybe you're, being very protective of yourself. But you certainly aren't letting this go. Now, if this is about finances for you, you could have been told when you were young that you'd never be wealthy, that you would never make money, that money doesn't grow on trees, that, only rich people get that. Only, people who've got, lots of money can ever attain that. And maybe you felt then that you would never have that. Something is about to be revealed here to make this a very different story for you. Okay, Eight of Pentacles. So it could be that you've been told that you would never have the job you want, you would never reach the status you wanted. Maybe you never thought that you would become a manager. Something here is being revealed with that moon. And for some of you, it has to do with your finances. It could be to do with work, but I strongly feel for some of you here, this is about money. But it could be about love too. We do have the King of Cups coming in, and he also made a visit in the What's Cracking read. Now, the King of Cups represents Cancer, Pisces or Scorpio. And we did have Pisces and Cancer coming up with the moon as well. It's a strong feeling of water sign. But as an energy, this person, they embody everything about love. They have lots of emotion. They are very well balanced. They are very in touch with their feelings. They don't always show them. They can be a little bit sort of reserved or a little bit cold, but it doesn't mean they don't feel them deeply. So you're dealing with this person. Okay, I'm looking at that Four of Pentacles and I'm thinking, as a kid, I think my greatest thing was I didn't really like being a child very much at all. I had a pretty hard time, but I always thought, it was about growing up, getting married, having children, and that's what life was about for me. So I married very young and had my family very young. And I think I look at that card and I think for me, that was very much about holding on to this ideal that somebody would come in and save me, save me from my existence. So maybe somebody else is thinking the same way. You have to let that go. We no such thing as knights on white horses. I'm really sorry to tell you that, but it doesn't happen. We do have the Five of Cups coming out here, though. There's been some sadness. You've got your back turned to this King of Pentacles character here. So there's been some sort of hurt or pain created here. And you're not seeing the cups that are being offered. So the Five of Cups is very much a card. So you could be clinging on to the past with this card as well. Clinging on to past ideas, clinging on to past energies. Let's keep going with this. Okay, I have the Knight of Wands here. Knight of Wands is a card of, it's a fiery, passionate card. Has lots of go in this card. This guy is very, very hot, fiery and passionate. And he's coming forward with a message here that he needs to deliver. The thing is with the Knight of Wands, he's such a quick knight. He often has this energy of just coming in, doing what he needs to do and leaving. That's why he gets sort of that reputation of the player or the one-night stand. Because his energy's hot and fiery, but he fizzles out quickly. But I feel like somebody's coming in very fast here. And it's somebody here from your past with the Six of Cups. Okay, we have the Three of Cups coming in here. So I'm going to have a look at this one. Okay, and then we have the Emperor. So we've got a lot of repeat cards. If the Empress comes out here, I'm going to fall over. The Two of Cups, which is pretty awesome anyway. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles. Wow, we've had two very beautiful readings today, so people out there must be waiting to hear this. It's a little bit different to the What's Cracking reading, so maybe I'm sort of drilling down on someone else's story here. But this is, for me, looks more like a love reading. I feel like somebody here has found their way back after maybe being in another relationship for some time. This person's found their power here, again with the water sign. But it may be that the water sign isn't representing the star sign. It could be representing a person who's feeling very strongly emotional, has great regrets about the past. So when you look at him here next to this, so you see him looking at the Five of Cups here. So I think this person has very strong regrets about something that happened in the past. Someone now who really wants to work on something with you. They want to put in this energy now. So they're back to do this. I feel like it's them that may have let go of this past energy. This reading may be a flip-flopping energy. I remember somebody saying to me one time, it was really interesting actually, and I'd never really thought about it before. So as most of you know, I started doing these readings because I do the What's Cracking, and I think, wow, that really may not apply to everybody. So if I do a bonus read, I'm going to reach the people that I didn't reach the first time around. But Spirit had other ideas, and sometimes the readings would come through both the same. Sometimes they were completely different, and sometimes they were almost a continuation, like the next sort of episode in the series. And somebody wrote to me one day and said, it was a real blowout this morning because your two readings both represented me and my partner, and that was how Spirit had shown the energies of the two people. I feel like here this energy is definitely of someone else who has a lot of remorse and regret about a situation that happened in the past. I feel like this person has somehow or another come into this sort of Emperor energy where they're sort of taking their power back and moving forward in a very hot and passionate way, I might add. A lot of passion here again. You can always see by the colours of the cards. This person sees you as their soulmate. They see you as the person that they want to be with or spend their life with. They're moving away from another situation to come back towards you to offer you this big pentacle. So definitely someone returning from your past here. A lot of repeat cards. So I can't say it's exactly the same as the What's Cracking reading, but it has a really good feel of that. Sort of similar energies, really. I do have the card of cornucopia here. So this is about abundance. This is reaping the harvest. This is about picking up where you left off. It's a beautiful card. It's like having all your ducks in a row, guys. So I thought I might just bring your card out from this deck too. I don't know, haven't used this deck very much really. This is the Lover's Oracle. I watch everybody else reading it and using them. And I think, you know, they're so beautiful. But this card here says, only time will tell. So there you go. For that reading, whatever resonates with you with that statement. Have a wonderful weekend. Much love.